everyone, Chad and Lacy here. Maybe you have or haven't noticed a lot of the big changes we've been going through, and we have bigger changes still to come.
Yeah, if you didn't know, we've actually been in the process of transitioning away from our church. This actually started 2 years ago. We had it all planned out. For about 6 months, we were walking down this road, and then COVID hit and messed things up, paused things for lots of people all around the world, I'm sure including you. It did it for us, and so we picked this back up last October, been walking down this path, and so next Sunday is the big day. It's the official transition Sunday that we're passing the baton over to our dear friend, Pastor Lance Ivy. We're so very excited about what God's doing for him and through him and the vision he's bringing for the church and the community. And we're also very excited to announce to you and tell you about this next God adventure that we're going on.
Yes, the Lord really began dealing with my heart about 4 years ago. We took our first trip to London, England. And while we were there, I really just fell in love with the city of London. I couldn't explain it. I didn't know why. When we came back from our trip, I was homesick for London, which made absolutely no sense.
I didn't know what was wrong with her. I thought she was nuts.
I thought about London so much. It was always on my heart. But it was really the Lord just putting that love in our hearts and kind of preparing us for these next steps to come. There's a prophecy from Smith Wigglesworth that Chad had shared with me, and I just love it.
Yeah, Smith Wigglesworth, right before he went to heaven, he gave this prophecy. And in this prophecy, he said that this last great move of God that was going to take place, this last great move was going to surpass all of the other moves that had taken place. And he said it was going to start there in England, and it was going to go from England into Europe and then spread from there throughout the rest of the world. And I know this sounds crazy, but we really feel like we have a part to play in helping to fulfill that prophecy. And so what we're doing is we're going to be going to England, and we're going to be starting a healing center there in which people can come not only for healing, but also we're going to train people and teach people to take healing to their world. So it'll be a short-term intensive type of deal, a training where we teach not only class, but then we go out into the streets and we take healing to their world. So this will be not only a healing center, but also a base for us to reach London, reach England, and reach all of Europe, and continue the healing conferences we've been doing and increase those for not only Europe, but also to reach over into Africa and Asia as well. And so that will be taking place, and then we'll also be doing things, continuing to do things here in the U.S.
Yeah, so if you don't know, we've actually moved to Muskogee, Oklahoma. Who would have thought it? An Okie from Muskogee.
But we don't sing the song.
Here
it's
we
too
are,
country.
living the dream. We actually have the wonderful opportunity of purchasing a building here in Muskogee, which would be offices for our U.S. side as well as a training facility. And the really cool thing about this building is it's an old funeral home, bringing the dead to life. I love it.
Yeah, so we're very excited about this as well. Having this here. We've been doing these healing conferences and trainings in churches, but there's only so much that we can do in 2 to 3 days, and so having this here will enable us to hold some meetings every once in a while where we can have some more intensive type of things and get into some deeper things. And so very excited about that. This will enable us to reach down in South America and go through those doors that God has opened up for us, as well as what's going on here in the U.S. And so we're so very excited about all the things that God has been doing. And yet, it's interesting because people might look at what's happening now and think, oh yeah, well that's why they're stepping away from the church, going after greener pastures. But you have to understand that, for one, this healing piece, it's been churning in me for years. It really has been the focus. It was about 3 years ago that I really felt like it was high time to put the full focus on the healing ministry. And so we started going down that path. And then we made the decision to step away from the church. There was no greener pastures. There was nothing there. We just stepped out by faith. And so those first few months, it looked kind of bleak. She was coming to me and saying, I'm not sure what we're doing here. It's not looking good. And it wasn't. But then all of a sudden, God pulled us suddenly a few months ago, and many things have happened. Some of the most significant things was we got a call from Sid Roth and got invited to do his It's Supernatural show. Along with that, he asked us to do our very own program on his network. So super pumped about that. We'll be filming that in December, and that'll start airing in the spring. Also just signed a book deal with Destiny Image, and so a brand new book coming out next year that will be part also of volume 3 of the Healing Academy training. So lots of stuff going on. We have published several more books in different translations, and so I just want to say thank you to all of our partners, those of you that have helped the dream come to pass. They say teamwork makes the dream work, and so thank you for all those that have been a part of our dream team. If you'd like to be a part of our dream team, what can they do?
You can go to chadgonzales.com, and there is all the information you need to get connected and get you hooked up with our dream team.
Yeah, you can be a part of helping the Books Around the World project, all the translations that we're doing, our Project Go, the Healing Academy that's going to be coming up. Lots of wonderful, wonderful things taking place, and more things coming in the future.
Yes, stay tuned. You never know what we'll do next.